It's light, it's quick, and it makes you feel pretty with no pressure.
Does parting your hair ever make you question your whole life, or is it just me?
And then it would just make your hair look not as voluminous, not as lengthy. Hi guys, this hairstyle helps me stop avoiding the mirror during hot, humid summer days. It's light, it's quick, and it makes you feel pretty with no pressure. Honestly, it's super simple. All you're gonna need is a brush, a comb, an edge brush, optional if you want, edge control, and hair gel. So simple. So let's get into it. I'm gonna walk you through each step and how I did this unique and cute face framing hairstyle. Let's go.
As always, the first step in my hair routine is add water. Why? Because it makes it easier to work with, it detangles easier, and it causes less damage in my hair, especially with how much I am combing and brushing through it. We want this to be as easy as possible, not difficult at all. And honestly, the way it turns out might surprise you. So if anything, wait until I do the reveal so you could comment later. But trust me, wetting your hair, brushing through it, if you get this out the way, everything is going to be so much easier. You could use a wide tooth comb and eventually go down into a nice little brush. Just make sure you are able to get your fingers through it as easily as possible. You have to trust me, this really does make all the difference. Now that our hair is easy to work through, we're going to part our hair. I'm using the entire length of my comb to kind of measure out how much I want separated before I go in with the edge of the comb, the little partition part, and try to get these lines as nice as possible. And honestly, does parting your hair ever make you question your whole life, or is it just me? Because I feel like the longest part of any hair routine for me is just parting my hair. I truly struggle with it. I just want it to go so fast and so easy, and always on one side I just struggle. I mean, look at this. I'm gonna just go one time on this side and bam, perfect line. But on the other side, it's ridiculous. It's so long. I never get it right, or I never get it as close. So let me know if this part of your hair care routine ever makes you question your whole life, because for me, it honestly sometimes makes me not want to do my hair at all. So after we do this and separate the top half from the bottom half, we're just gonna split the hair in half in a nice straight line that I am struggling to do, as you can see, and I'm doing my best, but pretty much we're just gonna have two sides to work with when it comes to this hairstyle. Now, once that is done and as straight as possible, as you can see, we're gonna just kind of put one side away, and we're gonna just add two more parting sections with this. We're going to wet it some more just to make sure it's nice and easy to work through, and then we are going to part like the top, like a little corner off the top, as well as a bit on the bottom. So we're only working with a small section of our hair, and trust me, you're gonna want to see what I do with it. We are going to add a little bit of edge control to the edges of our parted hair, and once that's done, we're just gonna work on braiding it back and all the way to the side. This is gonna give us that nice little sleeked up, out of our face kind of look that we are going for with this hairstyle. It's also gonna add a little bit of edge, a little bit of design, and just kind of braid it back. There is gonna be a part that is gonna just start coming off of your scalp, and that's the part we're just gonna braid it off and down, as you can see, and just all the way down to the ends. Now I will say when it comes to this, I'm not using any rubber bands, and that's for a reason. I'm just gonna kind of take a comb, spin it around, add a little bit of edge control so that way it has that nice little fluffy ending. And on the other side, once again, just separate a piece from the front as well as the bottom of your hair. Brush it through, make sure it's nice and wet so that way it's easy for you to work with. And then add that little edge control to the edges so that way everything looks smooth and you don't have to keep going back. I honestly was not the best at braiding my hair, but because I keep trying and I keep doing it over and over again, I think I've gotten a bit better. Sometimes you just have to practice, and honestly, if you guys are not good at braiding, what you can do for the top part that's on your scalp, you could literally do rubber bands. You could do little bubble rubber bands and then just either keep that as bubble rubber bands all the way down, or you could do it just until your hair gets off of your scalp and braid down the rest. And if you think this step makes a difference, just wait until you see the finished product, because honestly, this is what ties it all together, even though it looks a little bit crazy right now. Okay, now we are up to the last step. That's right, it's only 4 steps for this hairstyle, and we just have to style our curls. So be real with me. Do you actually section your hair when you style it, or are you chaotic like I used to be? Because I honestly sometimes get so lazy when it comes to styling my curls that I will just take a nice big brush and pretend like the whole section of my hair can work with it. But with this one, I am actually just trying to take small curls, small sections, and work with that so that way I could get a bit more volume. Honestly, one thing I found is that the smaller your curls or your sections are, the more volume you could get. Actually, yes, the smaller your curls are, like how separated they are, also the more volume you get. So this is really the time in which you want to shine. I'm just taking a little bit of water and I'm using a light hold gel, very lightweight, because my type 3 hair, if I put too much products in, it's just gonna weigh it down really heavily. It's not going to get a lot of volume, and the definition is not really even gonna matter. It's just gonna look flat. The other thing I'm doing when it comes to styling my curls is I am trying my best to make sure I am brushing up and outward. After that, I'm also gonna just wet the front 2 pieces that I had, and I'm just gonna finger curl those so that way it works with my face and the curls frame it nicely. Outside of this, the only other thing I could recommend is if you have a hair pick or even a wide tooth combs or your fingers, to just oil it and then shake out your roots before it even dries. That's gonna help add some air in and make it a bit more voluminous.
Alright guys, so this is the final result. As you can see, the curls are popping, and then on top of that, because I left some hair out here at the bottom, not only was it easier to braid, but it kind of has a seamless blend in with the braid, and it makes my hair fuller. Because imagine if it was just back like this, you'd have so much, and then it would just make your hair look not as voluminous, not as lengthy. Also, because I did not use a rubber band, these ends just blend seamlessly in. You can always add any charms that you want to if that's something you're interested in, but for me, I'm keeping this simple. It keeps a lot of hair out of my face while also framing my face, and it also adds for volume and a unique touch, so I still can kind of maneuver it day to night. You could even put it up like a half bun, if you have a clip, a scrunchie, or anything. So let me know if you guys were able to keep up with this tutorial, if you did it yourself, or if there's any other hairstyles or techniques you have questions about or want me to try. I would love to hear your opinions and comments all down below. See you again next time. Bye!